My wife wants half my salary each month or she's going to divorce me. So we're married, but married in severely rough water. My wife doesn't want counseling. She went to one session and decided it wasn't for her, and I'm going to keep going to the psychologist. I work full-time, my wife part-time. I earn a factor of 3 more. We have 1 son. I pay for all the bills directly out of my account, and my wife saves 100% of her salary. No financial difficulties, no mortgage, and no loan. By the way, this comes from user Epsilon B. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So when we got married, she didn't want a joint account for expenses. My wife has a debit card for daily shopping if she needs it. So now she wants me to transfer her half of my salary to her account every month. She gave me a deadline that expired yesterday, and now the gates of the lake of fire have opened again. She has an idea that I'm obsessed about money and wanted to test me if I would do it, but I have failed her test apparently. And there are some comments here. Comment 1 says, it sounds to me like she's projecting and she's really the one who's obsessed with money. Having access to your debit card is already more than enough. Maybe she has a shopping addiction. Or is she just a little money hungry? And there is an update. I have not transferred half of my salary so far. The idea came from one counseling session. At the moment, her mother is still living with us and taking over the house, cursing and swearing all the time. Her mother says she actually doesn't want to be here. Several solutions have been offered, like renting her a place close by instead of living with us, which isn't healthy. I'm more than happy to cover the rent. At the moment, I was giving her the equivalent of $600 for her expenses and trouble, but she wants that doubled. One of the suggestions was for my wife to take 6 months of unpaid leave in the winter and send her mother home and accompany her. And if this was the case, I would transfer her half of my salary, to which I would be open to. The issue now was that my wife expected me to do that now as a test while she is still working. The test, which I failed. I mentioned the almost 6 digits on her savings account that she won't touch, to which she replied, it's her money. Another issue is that my wife desperately wants to move out of the country and blames me for bringing her back. My job and hers is tied to being in Eastern Europe. Her solution is for me to quit basically and move ASAP. According to her, everything about this country is bad and there is no future here for our son. 30 years ago, there was still the USSR here. Who knows what it would look like in 20 years. I told her I want our son to go to a special education here, and if it doesn't work out, we can assess in a couple of years, but I want him not sitting home all day. I have a feeling she uses every reason to further her goal of getting out. My wife's only acceptable solution is for us to move away, for me to go part-time, which would be the equivalent of quitting my job. As senior management, I cannot work part-time, and as it is, I'm only at the office 3 days a week and work from home for 2 days. And I don't believe uprooting our life is the magic bullet. She says it would be for me to sacrifice my job like she does, doing part-time and coming back here. Initially, she agreed to a second couples counseling session tonight, but yesterday she changed her mind because she has a different meeting tonight that can't be delayed 30 minutes. She says if I don't transfer the money, there's no point in going, as I will never change. Isn't that the point of going to therapy together? I had another few issues over the weekend. Her sister is visiting and the 3 of us went grocery shopping together. I like to eat seafood occasionally, but never do because my wife and her mother don't like it. Whenever I bought it, I got yelled at for being selfish, shellfish, and only thinking about myself. So I used the opportunity to ask her sister if she liked or wanted some, and she said sure, and she put them in the shopping basket, and I warned her about the previous issues. Once at home, her mother exploded that I bought seafood and I'm a selfish a-hole. My wife's sister tried to explain she actually bought them. I also bought some different food for them, duck legs, so everyone had something. Usually when something like this happens and her mother cooked, she refuses to serve me any food and I have to make my own. At that point, my wife joined in on her mother's side that I only buy things I like in the shop and I don't consider other people, which logically doesn't make sense as we went shopping together, and my wife packed the shopping so she knew perfectly well what was bought. She had plenty of opportunity to put things in the basket. There's no way I can be responsible for buying the wrong things, as she was there as well. Following day, my wife was complaining that we live like poor people and we don't have, for example, fresh croissant on Sunday morning. She's told me about 1,000 times she doesn't like to eat a sweet breakfast and prefers eating sandwiches with veggies and avocado, etc. for breakfast, so I never went out to buy croissants. Yesterday morning, because of her complaining, I went to the bakery and got some, which cued another tirade about that it's too late and why we never buy, to which her mother joined in that she was offended I bought croissants and I only did it because her sister was here and I was trying to look good and I don't buy them for her, and she has honor and won't eat them now. But my wife ate and enjoyed them. I said, if she wants, I can buy croissants every Sunday, which was met with an eye roll and the usual, it's too late to make changes. I had another fight this morning about my not having transferred the half salary, and even if I would, it's too late and I never will change. Also, she needed a passport picture. I had one of hers in my wallet, but turns out it fell out because the wallet pocket ripped. So this has caused another drama about me being an a-hole for losing the picture. The only thing I can think about is how much I love my son, even with his difficulties. And I know if we get divorced, I know she, and especially her mother, will make it as difficult as possible for me to see him. I'm in tears writing this, thinking about it. Being a foreigner, everything is stacked against me, which is probably why I put up with it for so long already. I've spoken about our situation at length with her sisters and brother, and all my wife does is be in bed all day, letting her mother or me take care of our son. She is yelling things from the bedroom like, did you make him food? Did he do XYZ? Which I understand is annoying her mother as well, being the one raising our son with special needs. When I'm at home, I take him all the time. Yes, this is probably a generalization, but it's often enough to be noticed and commented on. She does some things like laundry and shopping. So I tried to make it clear what I want. Go to counseling sessions together, respect in my house, no cursing, swearing, and threats from her mother. I'm open to try a lot of things, but my wife is stuck on the moving away part and not needing therapy, although mental illness runs on her side of the family. Everyone seems to be in agreement that my wife needs help, but she doesn't want it. All she wants is to move away, and I'm talking to a wall. Funny enough, she claims the same. And there's an edit here, and my wife's second big issue is with my parents not helping out like her mother does, and me not siding with her to ban my parents if they refuse to help out. They offered to help a few months to cover any gaps, but not to move countries permanently. And that is the end of that story.